Dana Grub, 2420 Henderson Place. I just want to second everything that Bruce just mentioned. And if you remember, as the discussion was centering on the proposed parking in front of the smithy and the pottery, one of the topics of discussion associated with that was how it would improve that particular area. We know that the grass is worn bare pretty much. The stone pathways are tired, and there are probably some other things. And I think the lighting certainly would enhance that area. So not only do I think you should leave the money available for parking improvements down there, but I think you need to seriously consider doing some of these beautification measures so that you can kind of stabilize and improve not only the view but the feel at that end of Main Street. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grubb. Is there any other person that would like to speak at this time? No, we will move on to the whole business, and under that would be table items, and there are none. So we move down to unfinished business. Establishment of Article 1716, landmarks and properties of historic interest. Old business, members of council. Yes.
Just for clarification, on the courtesy of the floor tonight, the parking issue was brought back up at the Finance Committee meeting, as Mr. Haynes said, on July 26th, and it was requested of the administration to go back and look at the 23 spaces on the bridge, the costs associated with that, and also going to changing the slots across from the bridge from parallel to diagonal parking. And I believe there were memos sent and looked at for see what the cost would be, and also to see if there would be any help from the RCAP funding from the parking authority. So that is being looked at, and there's still not a response yet on that. It was just, just presented tail end of last week. Secondly, for those concerned, and didn't get the memo and didn't understand that the ordinance on bill number 21 and the corresponding resolutions on the ice rink have been pulled from the agenda tonight. Because, again, they're going to go back and look at the costs associated with that, those two items. Okay?
Communications.
7A. It is a communication to state that the date of the public hearing on the matter of Police Officer John Nye has been set for Wednesday, September 22nd, 2010 at 6:00 p.m. in Town Hall.
This sets the date for the public hearing on the record, for the record.
And 7B is a communication from the city solicitor, and attached to which is a proposed resolution and associated right-of-way agreement with UGI Utilities for the work associated with the right-of-way grant for the completion in connection with the Route 378 ramp project. Because the work needs to be coordinated with PennDOT and its contractor, the Public Works Department requests that this matter be placed on Council's agenda this evening.
Resolution 11I is listed on the agenda.
And 7C is a communication from the city solicitor, attached to which is a proposed cooperative memorandum of agreement with the Borough of Hellertown for the multi-jurisdictional signal system planned for construction by PennDOT as part of the Route 412 project.
The authorizing resolution can be placed on the agenda on August the 17th.
And 7D is a communication from the Executive Director of the Bethlehem Authority, noting that the authority has been discussing and negotiating a program with the Nature Conservancy, and at the Bethlehem Authority's meeting on July 8th, it unanimously agreed to a term sheet to enroll all but approximately 640 acres of its approximate 22,000 acres of watershed property into the Nature Conservancy's Working Woodlands program. The memorandum introduces the program to City Council for consideration and potential approval, which would allow the authority to negotiate agreements that are required to formally enroll the watershed properties into the Working Woodlands program. The authority will make a presentation to a council committee for review.
This matter is referred to the Finance Committee.
And communication 7E is from the business administrator requesting that ordinance which is Bill number 21, 2010, and the corresponding Resolution 11C for the ice rink repairs be pulled from the agenda for the council meeting this evening. As noted, Councilman DiGiacinto would like additional information concerning the ice rink repairs, which was requested, and the administration needs additional time to gather the information.
Bill number 21 and Resolution 11C are listed on tonight's agenda, will not be considered as requested in the memorandum of Mr. Reichert. Reports. There is a report for the President of Council. I don't think so. Mayor, Mr. Mayor.
No reports, Mr. President.
Community Development Committee, Ms. Dolan.
The Community Development Committee met on Thursday, July 22nd, 2010 at 6 p.m. in Town Hall. The committee received a presentation on the following: proposed new zoning ordinance. The presentation was for informational purposes only, and no committee action needed to be taken. It was very well done by the
Finance Committee, Mr. Reynolds.
The Finance Committee met on Monday, July 26, 2010 at 7:30 p.m. in Town Hall. The committee recommended that City Council adopt ordinances for the following: amending general fund budget, justice assistance grant, amending non-utility capital budget for ice rink repairs, park playground improvements, amending sewer capital budget, capital appropriations. The committee requests additional information and tabled the following request: amending non-utility capital budget enterprise zone program. The committee recommended the City Council adopt resolutions for the following: transfer of funds, non-utility capital budget, ice rink repairs; transfer of funds, sewer capital budget, sewer replacement, camera unit, and maintenance utility vehicle; transfer of funds, wastewater treatment department contract; transfer of funds, community development budget, Main Street Park improvements to unprogrammed funds. The committee also recommended that the City Council adopt resolutions for the following with reductions from the originally requested amounts: transfer of funds, Recycling Bureau overtime; transfer of funds, wastewater treatment plant overtime. And the committee received the following that was for information only: bond issues and grants list. And the committee reviewed the following requests: that a revised non-utility capital plan for 2011-2012 be submitted that decreases the total from $6.6 million to $5 million with subsequent review by the Finance Committee. 5-year capital plan 2011-2015, and general obligation notes and non-utility capital borrowing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. New ordinances. Bill number 20, 2010.
Is an ordinance of the City of Bethlehem, Counties of Lehigh and Northampton, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending the general fund budget for 2010. The Council of the City of Bethlehem ordains that total appropriations in the general fund budget be increased from $71,867,870 to $71,910,721. The allocation to be changed is a justice assistance grant as well as a source of revenue. Section 4 is a repeal of Bill number 20, is sponsored by David DiGiacinto and J. William Reynolds.
Any comments by members of council? Not, clerk read the roll.
Mrs. Belinsky.
Aye.
Mr. DiGiacinto.
Aye.
Ms. Dolan.
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds.
Aye.
Mr. Mauer.
Aye.
5-0 passes.
Item C, bill number 22, amending the sewer capital budget.
An ordinance of the City of Bethlehem, Counties of Lehigh and Northampton, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending the 2010 capital budget for sewer utilities. The Council of the City of Bethlehem ordains that total appropriations in the sewer capital budget be decreased from $4,453,262 to $4,154,262. The allocations to be changed are listed in the ordinance. The revenue source is capital appropriations. Section 4 is a repeal of Bill number 22, sponsored by David DiGiacinto and J. William Reynolds.